Greetings everybody, and welcome back to a new chapter of SFS multiplayer. Me and Adiria are having tons of fun making this, and it appears you guys are also having very much fun watching it. So we will begin where we left off, on the lunar surface with the crash landed launch pad. If you didn't watch chapter 1, basically I crash landed a launch pad, just kinda sick. Well, that kinda went smoothly, which was not designed to land, and yeah, it just fucking blew up. But now we are launching the replacement one, which will be actually functional and can actually land on the surface. And the rocket was provided by Adiri, which I'm very thankful for, because he made a very good rocket. I mean, it has tons of delta V, and it can launch pretty big payloads. Now we are choosing the landing spot near the whole lunar base. Here we go, now we are approaching the lunar base. Trying to land as smoothly as possible. And touchdown. There we go. Second time's a charm. Wait, no. Okay, now it is the challenge to actually deploy the launch pad. Alrighty, so I made a quick save because I already knew some shit is gonna go down, and this is the first attempt of me trying to deploy. Yeah, the first one. And actually past me installed RCS into the pad, which was pretty smart. I may have clipped a little too many RCS, and it may be a little bit too reactive, but it should be fine, right? Fuck no, of course it crashed into itself. Alright, the second attempt. Oh. Okay, third attempt, please. Alright, so the tower which had the RCS didn't actually activate. So, me being me, I got frustrated. Like, a little bit, you know, just a little bit. And now we're on to the fourth attempt. This tower was actually so annoying because it just fiddled around. Like, if you just pressed it ever so slightly, you would just fly off in 10 meters per second. But I eventually got it down. I ran out of fuel just about landing there, but I docked. And now finally we had a landing / launch pad, so I moved over the lander, yeah, to the launch pad. If you were wondering where the lander came from, Adiri had launched it after the whole lunar base shenanigans. I've just forgotten to add the footage, and because I'm very dumb, so yeah, I'm just placing it here. So now that I've finally completed the task of landing the landing pad, we are going to be expanding the lunar base. And this is actually a pretty sick design. I found that inspiration on Google, and it's like the retro art, and boy is retro space art so goddamn cool. So the way I took the base to the moon is I used the big ass rocket Adiri gave me, and then I attached two like little rockets to the side of the base, which are detachable. So when I land on the moon, I can just detach them, and they won't like ruin the whole look of it. Because I mean, the base is pretty heavy, so I don't really think RCS would have worked. I mean, I could have clipped it, you know, but you know, yeah, I think this is just, it works. I just had to add a fuel tank and some engines. But now we are adding the window section to the base, because it's gonna sit on top, and because it didn't fit into the fairing, we had to put it on the top. We are coming in for the landing. The thrusters are working splendid. Touchdown. Now we have landed the lunar base on the surface. Now it's time to just get rid of these thrusters. Now we can deploy the solar panels so the base can gather up solar energy. So now he does some lunar operations, which is just moving the lunar base that he constructed closer to mine and the landing pad. And then after that he launches the lander over to the space station for crew transport, etc. Approaching the station and docked. There we go. Now he has got the lander to the space station. And after that, he launched a solar array, which will gather up more solar energy for the base. Also, while he was doing this, I guess he was listening to an audiobook, but I had to mute the audio because just listen to this.
100% toward Mostar. We're stranded. That's it.
Anyways, so there we go. He has landed the solar array, and he will just get rid of the thrusters just like I did. And of course he did it in a little more controlled manner. Oh well. So right here he launched a little module with RCS to, well, clean up the mess I did in the last chapter. Also, with that little lander, he actually removed the first base module, which I also destroyed. Well, we don't talk about that. Oh boy, let's see how this goes. Good one. So after all of that, he made a MADV. It's a weird rocket name, but I think it's a Lockheed Martin concept for like a lander, and it could go to Mars or the moon. And in this case, Adiri sent it to the moon. And yeah, he has done a lot of things. And also he switched to his computer to record SFS, and now finally we don't have tilted footage, because on iOS you actually cannot tilt your phone screen to like horizontally, and that just sucks. But now we can see the game fully because he's recording it on his computer. Now the MADV rocket is approaching the lunar site. And touchdown! There we go, and this is how the base looks at the moment. Alright, back to me. So what did I do? Well, I sent a Martian base. Yeah. Next episode we will be doing Martian missions, which will be quite exciting and quite challenging, but I think it will be quite entertaining for you guys. Also, during the recording I experienced like tons of lag. You don't imagine how much. Well, a new beta had dropped, so it may be because of that, but that just kind of really fucked up the recording, but oh well. And here we are approaching the red planet. Detaching from the second stage now, and we're falling into Mars's atmosphere. Now I know no heat damage is activated and I'm holding freaking heat shields, but you understand, like, we gotta have some realism over here. And we activate no heat damage to make more, to just have more fun, so yeah. So at this point I was getting very worried. I'm falling very quickly into Mars's atmosphere. I can't deploy my parachutes, and oh god, oh fuck! We've landed! Alright, so after that absolutely successful landing with no injuries dealt, we have placed the Martian base onto the lunar surface. Adiri may place some crew down onto the surface with his maneuver in the next chapter, but this is it for this one. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.